hydroelectric or wind to be curtailed in some locations because they don't want to sell it to some other European nation. So there needs to be a huge effort where the work that the United States has done to help with unity and its leadership and leadership in Europe absolutely enhances the use of imbalanced electricity markets, trading electricity across borders, is a major tool that Europe has to go through this crisis. And then we have to consider the just transition. If there are countries in Europe that are more economically disadvantaged and have higher exposure to the energy crisis, Europe has to act as on the whole.
A very interesting topic, one we've talked about before, but I suspect we may come back to again. That is it, though, for this week on The Real Story. Thank you so much to our guests, Amy Myers-Jaffe, George Zachman and Rachel Morrison. If you enjoyed listening to this discussion, then do look up our programme 2 weeks ago, where we discussed the strategic partnership Russia's initiated with China and how much of that revolves around the personal rapport between President Putin and President Xi. And if you have any suggestions for future deep dive topics you think we should cover, you can find me on Twitter. I'm @Rittler. But for this week, from me, Rittler Shah, and the whole team, that's The Real Story. Thanks so much for your company, and do join us again next time.
This is the BBC World Service, where we're looking at human nature.
I'm Dessa, the host of Deeply Human. I'm speaking to psychologists, animal behaviorists, mathematicians, historians, even a legendary Brooklyn DJ to ask the time-old question, why do you do what you do? This week, dancing. Why do we feel the need to move when we hear a beat?
You will experience that point where you just completely leave your body.
This is the BBC World Service, and on our website you can explore more of our programmes from documentaries to science. Listen and download at any time by going to bbcworldservice.com. On air, online and on smartphone, this is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Welcome to News Hour from the BBC World Service. I'm Audrey Brown. There's been fighting on the outskirts of Kyiv tonight. A humanitarian ceasefire offered by Russia broke down in Mariupol. So what's next for the civilians trapped in southeastern Ukraine?
Russian troops destroying the city and killing Ukrainians. We cannot collect all the bodies on the streets. If you ask how many victims do we have in this war, the truth answer would be, I don't know.
We'll be in Lviv, where hundreds of thousands of people are trying to reach Poland. President Zelensky has been speaking to U.S. senators. Israel's prime minister has been speaking to President Putin. Also, protests against the war around Europe and concerns of Ukrainians abroad for those back home.
Every morning I wake up, my first message to all of my family is Yahweh, 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 which means, how are you, how are you, how are you? I'm just wanting to see that they're alive.
All that after the news.
BBC News with Sue Montgomery. Heavy bombardment has been reported in the Ukrainian town of Irpin.